Hi, everybody. I'm meteorologist Mariel Ruiz with WFAA in Dallas, Fort Worth. We cover all weather in North Texas, and I've got with me Payton Malone from our New Orleans station. Payton, how are you?
We're doing pretty good. I think we're going to end up being a lot better than y'all here over the next couple of days with, oh my gosh, what a winter storm this is shaping up to be for y'all.
Oh, absolutely. So, just to give you a little context, we're recording this on Friday. And right now, we're just seeing a little rain in the area. So, we had a cold front come through a couple hours ago. Temperatures are holding pretty steady right now, but any given hour, they're going to continue to drop. And once that rain it'll continue throughout the day, but once those temperatures drop, I mean, we're talking about freezing rain, we're talking sleet, we're talking snow, in addition to just the bitter cold air. That's why we have, I mean, winter storm warnings across all of North Texas that go into effect today. So we're just at the very beginning of it.
Yeah, the very beginning and the thickest for y'all is what we're expected to start up tonight and go all the way into what, Saturday? Or y'all going to still be dealing with it Sunday?
Yeah, right now it looks like we'll start to dry out on Sunday. We could see like a brief transition into snow, uh, but we're not completely done in terms of the impacts and the dangerous weather because the bitter cold that kind of sets in right after the precip moves out. So we'll be talking about single digit low temperatures and wind chills that are sub-zero, anywhere from -5 to -10 degrees for the feels like temperature. So it's going to be a prolonged event. We kind of get hit with the winter weather first, and then we see this really cold air kind of settle in. How about you
It
guys?
was cold. Yeah. It's the same down here, except we're not expecting the big ice. Right now, what we've been watching is the freezing line. And in this case, it looks we're going to somewhat stay in the warm sector Saturday and even like Sunday morning. I had to put in a chance for a couple isolated tornadoes, believe it or not,
Oh,
because
wow.
there's this brief little warm sector. I think by Sunday afternoon, though, temperatures are going to plummet here and we'll be dealing with mostly a cold rain. But it looks like a cold, rainy Sunday. And then just as the coldest temps get here, the moisture is moving out. So ice just doesn't seem very likely for us in New Orleans. But central Louisiana, north up into Shreveport, that I-20 corridor is what I've been talking about. I think it could really get bad up there like it will for y'all. And as you said, the cold temperatures. Our data this morning for New Orleans and South Louisiana, I've got us down in the 20s on Monday morning, which is substantial for us, but wind chills in the single digits and teens. So we haven't had any school announcements just yet, but sometimes when it gets that cold down here, we do start to see some at least delays or closures. So that'll be something we're certainly following as we head into early next week.
Yeah, I mean, we actually did receive one school district already canceled school for Monday, and that's Gainesville
Oh,
up in
yeah.
Cook County.
I mean,
Um,
I'm sure most are just, I mean, you have to assume there's going to be so many cancellations come Monday morning, right?
Yeah, so let me give you some of the specifics that we're going to be dealing with. I kind of did just like a quick overview, but so today, just a cold rain all day, and then the temperatures continue to drop. Tonight, for our northwestern counties and northwest of DFW, we'll see that rain transition to a freezing rain mixing in with sleet initially. And then that freezing line continues to work its way south. DFW has this urban heat island effect, so it stays warmer longer than the surrounding areas. So we'll see surrounding areas see the freezing rain and the sleet first, but after midnight, we'll see that freezing line kind of overtake the metroplex, and we'll see that cold rain transition into a freezing rain and sleet. And as temperatures continue to drop, we could see transition more into like a sleet situation. But eventually, and I'm talking by Saturday sunrise, everyone in North Texas will be dealing with the freezing rain or sleet combination. And models are keeping it pretty consistent throughout the entire day. It doesn't look like we see a great break, and this includes I-20, it includes I-35, it includes I-45. So major, major travel interstates, especially considering it's the weekend. I've had so many people reaching out asking if it was safe to drive down to Austin or Houston this weekend. And I said, driving down might be fine today because it's just the cold rain, but coming back on Sunday, that's where you're going to be running into issues because this winter mix, the freezing rain and sleet all day Saturday, Saturday night, Saturday night, as temperatures drop a bit more, models are now bringing in a sleet to snow transition. So there's a very good chance that we see this transform into some snow flurries on top of the cold rain, on top of the ice, then it's the snow
Yeah.
flurries. And it does dry out pretty quickly Sunday morning. By midday on Sunday, it'll be dry. And people were saying, well, it's dry Sunday, right? I can drive back from Austin. I can drive back from Houston. I said, no, temperatures Sunday stay in the 20s, so we don't make it above freezing.
Yeah.
Monday, we don't make it above freezing. We don't make it above freezing until we hit 33 degrees, 11 a.m. on Tuesday morning.
Sure. And that's just the beginning of the melting. I mean, you're talking about packed. You've got freezing rain, sleet, snow, and it takes some time for that to melt. You know, I was in the Metroplex. This was back in 2011. It was like late January, early February. I was at the Fort Worth Stock Show showing my pig in high school. And there was an event where it started as freezing rain in the Metroplex. It went to sleet, and then it went to snow. And we got stuck down there for like a week. And there's semblances or resemblance in, you know, a sense of like you're going to have all these different types of precipitation. And it took days and days for the roads to really open up. So, oh my gosh, I just remember being stuck down there for I was out of school a week. It was great, but yeah, it was a nightmare. And it was freezing rain, sleet, and then you had a little snow on top, and it was a mess all across the Metroplex for days.
Yeah, I mean, the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo is happening right now, and we had people out there this morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they treat those animals like royalty. They are going to stay nice and warm and cozy. They've got a perfect plan for them over in Fort Worth, so no need to worry about them. But yeah, it's a big deal. And the event that you're talking about is actually when we had cobblestone ice, is what we call it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
did a number on the roadways. We still talk about that event to this day. It was a really big deal, and people still remember that. And I think that this event is significant in the way that it's impacting a lot of states. Um, and I think people still have a little bit of fear just because of what happened here in February of 2021.
Yeah.
That event was much longer. Freezing this time around about 80 consecutive hours. Back then, it was closer to 140 consecutive hours.
Yeah.
And there was, the temperatures got down to -2, like actual temperatures. And there were multiple rounds of freezing precipitation. So it's a little bit different this time around, but I think people are very concerned with this event just because it reminds them of February of 2021.
Yeah, and you hope everyone's ready because it really is. I mean, preparation. My mom and dad live in Northwest Texas, and I was texting her a couple of days ago, and I said, "Listen, it's still days out, but I said go ahead and go to the store and get some water because I remember in 2021 I was texting her. They never lost power, but they lost water, so they were going in the backyard and scooping snow up and melting it in crock pots in the house to have drinking water because it was that bad. So hopefully it doesn't get that bad. But I mean, preparation really is key to not only helping yourself, but also gives you a little peace of mind, you know, when you're getting ready for these things. Almost feels like you're preparing for a hurricane, honestly.
It almost does. I mean, because
Yeah.
we know about it days in advance, and you're gathering supplies, um, and it's a multi-day event. It's a multi-state event. So it's something that we think about a lot, especially when it comes to losing power. In February of 2021, a lot of us lost power. I was working every day, but at my house, we lost power and water for a whole week. And so this time around, I think people just have that in the back of their minds, and we've spoken to ERCOT, which is the Texas grid, and they say we have enough power supply, but the big issue is the freezing rain and it accumulating on power lines. Then it becomes an infrastructure problem, and that's when we could lose power, and who knows how long it takes crews to fix that.
And it can take a while. I mean, freezing rain events are notorious for being the biggest weather events dollar wise that we can see. I mean, oftentimes they're just so widespread and the damage they can do. And this is happening in so many states too. So it just compounds the damaging effect from the freezing rain potential. I wish it was just a big snowstorm, but unfortunately it just doesn't look like it's gonna be. Yeah.
Right. It would be a little bit, dare I say, easier to navigate if it was more snow, uh, just because you don't have that ice component. And at last count, over 20 states are under some kind of winter storm alert, whether it's a
Right.
winter storm watch or a winter storm warning like we are. The watches, get upgraded to warnings the closer you get to an event, and that's what we'll be dealing with. But quarter to half an inch of ice accumulations here, and 1 to 4 inches of a sleet snow combination. So we're expecting quite a bit of precipitation, and most of it happening on Saturday.
Yeah, and you can assume most people are going to be staying put. So that's going to be the plan here, I guess, through the weekend. And
We hope
hopefully you'll
so.
stay warm. We'll be thinking about just sending our warm thoughts as we only are in the, 40 Sunday afternoon. But hopefully everyone fares well in this winter storm. And as we said, we can't wait for this winter storm to be long gone. We're sick of talking about
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, I'm ready to get into some warmer springtime weather, and I know you guys are getting ready for Mardi Gras season, right?
Oh, yes, indeed. And we will get to next weekend. We'll put it that when we get to next weekend. It may be cold again. So,
Oh
it is
no.
winter.
Yeah, after all. Yeah.
Well, best of luck to y'all up there in North Texas. We'll be thinking about you.
You too, Peyton.
All
Talk
right. Bye
soon.
bye.